fight in September between the two great fighters in our generation, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford.
With 2 times undisputed champion, and I'm grateful to fight here in Saudi Arabia. And thank you everybody for coming to support me, my family, my friend, everybody.
Terence "Bud" Crawford just shook the boxing world to its core with a training video that felt more like a declaration of war than a workout. It wasn't just sweat and speed, it was pure savagery, a high-octane warning shot aimed straight at Canelo Alvarez. This wasn't a warm-up or part of a press tour. It was a statement, loud enough to silence gyms and drop jaws around the globe. Crawford isn't moving up to 168 pounds to blend in. He's coming to conquer, to dethrone royalty, and everyone, including Canelo, got the message loud and clear.
Like always I say, Viva Mexico, cabrones!
This is a new experience for you, fighting in Saudi Arabia for the first time, fighting at 6 a.m. probably for the first time. How did your body adjust during this fight?
No, I come 3 weeks before because of that.
The man who once danced through 135, dominated 140, and obliterated 147 has now chosen to defy both gravity and logic by storming into Canelo Alvarez's domain. But this isn't a casual step up, it's a calculated break-in. And Crawford isn't coming empty-handed. He's bringing a wrecking ball with his name on it. Forget weight classes. This isn't about size, it's about intent. Crawford knows the whispers, the doubts, the disbelief. Fans are wondering how a fighter who's never absorbed a punch from a true super middleweight expects not just to survive, but to win. That's exactly where the brilliance kicks in. Crawford didn't post a flashy shadowboxing clip. He dropped a war zone. The training footage looked like it was ripped from the climax of an action film. He wasn't just working out, he was dominating. He owned every inch of the gym, turning sparring partners into spectators. And that punch, the one that rattled the walls, that wasn't luck, it was a warning. When he faced a heavyweight and spun him like a toy, it wasn't lightweight power, it was precision-engineered destruction.
Everybody is asking for the fight. My Nino Turkey she wanted, so that's why we are here.
Congratulations, Canelo. Brilliant performance.
Thank you.
What makes this even more chilling is the mastermind behind it all, Bomac's strategy. Crawford's coach didn't hunt down some flabby Canelo lookalike for sparring. No, he brought in Lester Martinez. If that name doesn't ring a bell, that's your problem, not theirs, because Crawford's camp knows exactly who he is. Martinez is a Guatemalan wrecking machine, undefeated and dangerous, a true knockout artist at 168 pounds with the size, style, and savagery to mirror Canelo. He recently dismantled Johann James in just 4 rounds, turning an undefeated prospect into a cautionary tale. Bomac doesn't do half measures. He understands what's on the line. That's why Lester isn't just a sparring partner. He's a daily dose of danger, a test of survival every time the bell rings. Each round is a reminder of the mountain Crawford is climbing. And still, Crawford doesn't flinch. He's not just enduring it, he's smiling through it. Not out of arrogance, but because this is how he prepares. This is obsession. This isn't a fight camp. It's a war academy, a boot camp built to break legends. Crawford has always been confident, but this feels different. This feels personal. He's not just chasing another belt, he's chasing history. He wants to be the only man in modern boxing to go undisputed in 3 divisions. He cleaned out 140. He annihilated 147, stopping Errol Spence Jr. with surgical cruelty. And now, with no tune-up at 154 or 160, he's charging headfirst into 168 to meet the emperor of the division face-to-face.
It will be in the stadium in Las Vegas in the 12th of September, inshallah.
And let's be clear, Canelo Alvarez is no paper champion. His resume is a who's who of boxing royalty. Golovkin, Kovalev, Plant, Saunders, Smith, Lara. He's a walking Hall of Fame exhibit. The kind of fighter you don't just challenge, you survive. You don't casually show up and take his crown. But that's exactly what Terence Crawford intends to do. And the calm, almost eerie composure with which he's approaching it is starting to unnerve people. Bomac isn't blind to the Size difference. He's addressed it head on. Yes, Crawford will be the smaller man. But Bomac also knows the truth. Crawford's deadliest weapon isn't his fists. It's his mind. His ring IQ is borderline supernatural. He reads punches like subtitles. He adapts on the fly better than anyone in the sport today. And as Bomac put it, the only person who can beat Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford. But that theory is about to face its greatest challenge, because Canelo is more than just muscle. He's masterful. He controls pace, dictates rhythm, and delivers power with clinical precision. He's learned to fight like a bull that calculates before charging, conserving energy while applying pressure that breaks opponents mentally and physically. Others may admire that. Crawford? He's decoding it. This isn't some reckless leap into the fire. It's a calculated move. Crawford called Canelo out because he believes he has the blueprint. He's seen the cracks, the hesitations, the patterns, the moments of vulnerability. Now he's crafting a storm designed to expose them. This isn't hero worship. This is strategy.
To this time, everything, I'm okay. I'm a champion, I'm a professional, so that's it. That's no excuse and anything.
You knew what was coming if you won this fight. That was a crack at this man. Two-time undisputed champion, Bud Crawford. How are you feeling about that fight?
Let's talk about power, because while Terence Crawford doesn't punch like a heavyweight, every shot he throws has purpose. He's not trying to bulldoze opponents. He's trying to dismantle them. Against Errol Spence, he proved he can hurt bigger men, break them down with precision and timing. And now, with Lester Martinez testing him daily in the gym, Crawford is sharpening the strength needed to stun giants. The plan isn't to trade bombs with Canelo. That's suicide. The plan is to hit him just enough to keep him honest. Then, outthink him every second of every round. Still, the critics are circling. They remember Canelo walking through James Kirkland's fire, erasing Amir Khan with a single shot, folding Callum Smith like laundry. They look at Crawford and see a smaller man stepping into a lion's den. But here's the thing. History doesn't belong to the careful. It belongs to the bold. And Crawford isn't just bold. He's teetering on the edge of madness. That's what makes him dangerous. He's marching into a volcano wearing gasoline boots because he's convinced he won't burn. He believes he can freeze the fire. And maybe, just maybe, that belief is enough. Even Dimitri Bivol, one of the rare men to beat Canelo, has spoken with a tone of caution and respect. He knows the mental battle required to crack Alvarez. He understands that the war starts long before the opening bell. And when Bivol looks at Crawford, he sees something familiar. A cold, calculated, laser-focused mindset. The kind that doesn't blink, doesn't flinch, and never backs down.
September between the two great fighters in our generation, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford.
This isn't Bivol. Crawford isn't 175 pounds of lean, tactical violence. He's a man who began his reign at 135, and his leap to 168 is more than a jump in weight. It's a full-blown evolution. Every pound he's added has been forged. Under fire, not just packed on for survival, but sculpted for victory. He's not bulking, he's upgrading. His movement remains sharp, his reflexes untouched, his frame now a hybrid of speed and strength. And the stage? Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, promoted by none other than Dana White under the TKO banner. This isn't your grandfather's boxing. It's legacy meets spectacle, engineered for the new era. Backed by Saudi powerhouse Turkey. Al-Alshik, the fight is being positioned as a cultural earthquake, with billion-dollar ambitions and whispers of a Netflix livestream looming on the horizon. It's not just a main event, it's a statement. Canelo once dismissed the matchup as a lose-lose. Crawford's too small, he said. If Canelo wins, no one's impressed. If he loses, it's catastrophe. But Turkey didn't flinch. He made it happen. Because the world demanded it. Because sometimes, logic takes a back seat when destiny is at the door.
I've been in the ring with Crawford too.
Oh shit, I didn't know you sparred.
I got Crawford ready for when he's pushing on border.
Okay.
I was up for a few weeks. What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that you know, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big for Crawford. It'll be a tall task for him to win.
It's a monumental task, maybe the toughest of his career. And yet here we are. Terence Crawford isn't stepping into this fight for fame, fortune, or fanfare. He's chasing something deeper, something primal, the unshakable belief that he is the best fighter on the planet. And to prove it, he's chosen the ultimate test, the undisputed king at 168, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo didn't have to accept, but he did. Because deep down, even he respects the madness. He knows Crawford's confidence isn't hype, it's a weapon. And if he underestimates it, he could find himself on the wrong side of boxing history. This fight might be closer than the odds suggest. Canelo will come out aggressive, hammering the body, trying to impose his size and will. Crawford, ever the tactician, will aim to slow the tempo, dissect the rhythm, and exploit angles Canelo's never seen. It's firepower versus finesse, chess versus checkers, and if this is Crawford's final act, what a finale it would be. Nearing 38, with nothing left to prove, he's still pushing for more, still chasing the biggest mountain just to plant his flag on top. That kind of hunger, that's rare, that's dangerous. Blink and you'll miss him. That's how fast Crawford moves, not just in the ring but in the minds of his opponents. When that training video dropped, the internet didn't just react, it short-circuited. Social media lit up like Canelo had just taken a jab through his router. Was that sweat on Crawford's face, or was it fear trickling down the backs of every middleweight watching? No one can say for sure. But one thing is clear. That footage wasn't posted for clout. It was a warning.
Here it is, the official face-off. The date, September 12, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. For the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, Saul Canelo